Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly, it's Mind Over Matter. A couple things we're going to talk about today. Happy full moon in Capricorn. If you're a cardinal sign, this will affect you the most. So, Cancer, Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. What this full moon is about emotional clarity, stepping into your personal power, um, occurring it's the full moon occurring in the ambitious and self-determined side of Capricorn will be a time to reflect on commitments and release what no longer serves you. Which is pretty much the theme for July, right? We're finding our people, we're cleaning up the messy energies in our life and kicking them out. Doing things a little more stable, grounded, emotional clarity for sure is huge. If I had one suggestion for anybody, it would be personal development in the emotional intelligence department, because it really does affect your lives in ways that you can't even imagine. I'm, for instance, in a Cancer, and I feel everything like crazy. It's intense. So I really like the Capricorn placements when they come up, because it does actually help me be a little more level headed. I can get out my feelings a little easier. So happy full moon in Capricorn. But also, look, y'all, I love you, Capricorns, but it's devil energy, right? So if you are deciding to do any kind of rituals in this full moon, I would be very careful. Very, very careful. You might just put yourself in a contract you can't get out of. Spiritual contracts. So, one that proceeds even after your time here. So, I would get well informed and be well knowledgeable about any kind of mystical or spiritual practices on this full moon. So, it's a good moon for doing rituals for successful partnerships. That's a good one. Business ventures, things like that. But if it's going to be rituals about people, I would really tread so lightly, because this energy can get so intense and backfire and be crazy. So I warned you. Also, I did pull some cards, and I got Goddess of Nature and Goddess of Justice, Nature. I don't know what that came from. Goddess of Nature and Goddess of, I just said Goddess of Nature again. Goddess of Justice and Goddess of Knowledge. Wow, that nature really wants to be talked about. Anyways, these are about starting from where you know, and sorry, I'm kind of losing my thought. What seems as an injustice is actually a blessing. So, something you may have originally thought wasn't going your way, if you just change the way you look at it, it absolutely is going your way. You're just seeing it from the wrong perspective, which is usually the story of all our lives, right? Everything's happening for us. It's awesome. We just look at it the wrong way. So, but this is something legally. There's something legally you need to pay attention to. It says start with what you know and go from there. I think maybe you need to review some documents. I think you need to call and check on accounts. I think that you need to really kind of be intuitively led to make sure everything's up to par. Make sure there's not no fraudulent shit going on. Maybe check your credit. For sure. Check your credit report to make sure you don't have identity theft, all kinds of stuff. Because I feel like there's a lot of secrets getting ready to come out. Honestly, I feel like there's a fog, that's still you don't really know what's going on, and then bam, it's going to be out on Front Street. So I would definitely try to get ahead of the game and make sure all your shit is legit. Too legit to quit. I don't know how to do that. Too legit. I don't know. Somebody knows. Send it to me. Look, I'll look up a YouTube video that way tomorrow. I can do it. Now I'm like, woo. Sorry. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's early. Just trying to make you laugh before you go to work. Anyway, so there's that. Go over your paperwork, your insurance policies, your accounts. Check your bank records. Maybe you have apps that you didn't know you have. I don't. It's something, big or small. It just depends on the person. It's something, but I think a majority of you will find out. Like, people have been really trying to fraud your ass, and you should punish them to the fullest extent of the law, because that's not okay. You don't get to do that. So there's that. Full moon in Capricorn, right? That's part of it. Re-examining your commitments and partnerships, getting clarity on that, getting out of your feelings and thinking from a logical point of view is what today's going to be all about. I pulled two other different sets of oracle cards, right? We got Mystic, and then we have, I don't even know what that says, Menkatan, but it's about channeling and longing for home, like being from somewhere else. And then we have Mystic. So these are two very, very spiritual cards, like you reincarnated here for a purpose. Probably justice of some sort, to help this place out. Push them along, But anyways, and then I pulled these two cards, the Sap of the Moon Plant and Earth's Heart, right? Sap of the Moon Plant is all about this plant medicine that indigenous people used to take to help them, talk to the gods. It's a bridge, to the different realms to get advice and learn stuff to help the world. It's a bridge. And this is Earth Heart, Your heart is a bridge, right? And I feel like some of you have beings from other places wanting you to reach out and connect back with them. I think that what this is about, I think they would probably tell you you're doing such a great job and they're so proud of you and that they miss you so much, and they're around always, your guides, your spirits, and they want you to connect, spend some time with them. They got something to tell you, maybe something about justice, maybe they're trying to lead you to a truth. But meditate, connect, dive into your mystic energy. Also, I got some songs. Well, not really a song. This is what I got. Don't laugh. Sorry, my mouth is so dry. At the beginning of Disney movies, it goes, I'm not a singer, by the way. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Like that song. I kept hearing that, which is cool. I like that song. And a dream, dun 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 dun. It makes my heart smile when I hear it. But I got that, and then I kept hearing, I believe in miracles. So those are good omens, right? That's good news. I think maybe that's a message from your spirit guides, or the people from not the people, but the beings that are trying to get in touch with you, telling you to connect. They're saying believe in miracles, and a dream is a wish your heart makes. Make your dream go true. They're going to help you make your dreams go true. They're trying to point you in the right direction, rooting you on. You got a spiritual cheering section. I hype up my spirit team. Like, we have this chant, like football players do. And before a football game, to hype us all up. Before I have to go in really ridiculous situations, Anyways. I'm sure everybody does that. That's all I have so far. I'm not really prepared for this morning. I got a lot to do before I go to work, and I didn't post yesterday's video, so I'm just going to post them today. So you're going to get 2 morning videos tonight. Do with it what you will. I hope it at least brightens someone's day, Let's pull some tarot. See if there's any crazy people out here. You know, always. Spirit, what is going to go on today for this full moon in Capricorn? Maybe you're going to, well, actually, it's saying keep going, like persevere. It's the same thing about a dream. It's saying keep going. Take an opportunity to keep going, like be consistent, be stable. You know, the Knight of Coins works really hard for a long time, consistency. It takes the longest, but when he's done, his shit's not gonna fail. It's gonna last forever. He built it right. You know, he took his time. So that's good. And then you have the Strength card, like you're doing it right. You're going over your documents, you're dotting the I's, crossing the T's, you know, you're making sure shit is on point, right? It's done right the first time. If not the first time, it's done right the second time. The point is, you're going to check to make sure you're covering all your bases. That's what the spirits want you to do. You know, they want you to be on top of your game. It's a game time. And you got it in you. You know, you're supposed to shine. You know that. Let's see. Someone's coming in. Someone's coming in to do some work with you. This is communication. Someone taking communication, and this is collaboration. So maybe you'll get an email or an invitation or an offer because someone's seeing that you do good work. People are talking about it. 6 of Wands. This is victory. This is recognition. You're going to be recognized for what you're doing now because you're doing it right and you're doing a good job and you're putting a lot of strength into it, right? And you're emotionally clear about the partnerships, commitments that you want. Good job. This is a good message. Oh, God. And then we have this 7 of Swords. Let's see what it's about, right? Okay. 6 of Cups. Oh, someone from your past doesn't want you to do this. You know, you got someone from your past hating on the direction you're trying to go, but that's what they do, you know. 3 of Cups. You have a group of people from your past that are going to try to figure out how to fuck up what you have going on. But you know what? They can't. And if they would spend their time working on what they have going on, what they have going on would be going on a lot better. You know? That's just how I feel about that. I'm just a lady here to read cards. All right, let me get out of this. 5 of Cups. Ugh. Yeah, somebody thinks that their happiness will come from your loss. That's what they think. They think that if they could devalue you or your life in any way, that would make them happy. I wonder why they would think that. Because you're moving on. They don't want you to move on without them. You know? Yeah, they're trapped in their head about it. I say, hello from the other side. No, I'm just kidding. More like, meet me there. You know, you can take yourself there too, right? There's no need to hate. Let's congratulate. All right. Y'all. It's the same guy. He is hell bent. Oh my God, he is not giving up. 8 of Cups. Oh, maybe he does. Maybe he finally does. Maybe this king. Oh, it could be she. It could be a female and masculine energy. There is no gender in tarot. But 8 of Swords, King of Cups, 8 of Cups. This is someone who feels unable. This is like trapped from walking away from somebody. This is someone who feels stuck as shit in something. Like they cannot get away. You know? They are trying to find an exit plan. For sure. Yeah, 6 of Swords. They want to take their shit and leave in the middle of the night and sneak out. You know? Oh my gosh. I hope it's not a dangerous situation. But yeah, they're trying to get the hell out of Dodge quietly without ruffling any feathers, you know. They're going to try to figure out a way. Yeah, they're planning. Yeah, they got to plan their escape. Anyways, this isn't my collective, right? Right. We don't care what the King of Cups got going on because you know what we're doing? We are building our businesses. We are going over our documents, making sure our insurances are up to date, you know, kicking it with our spirit guides and ancestors. So that's what we're doing. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching my videos. And if you like it, awesome. And if it didn't resonate at all, I still hope it was at least entertaining. So thanks again.